So, update on the pimple situation. The pimple is pretty much gone. There's just like a little bit of a mark there. So I think the crisis has been averted. I was really close to calling Dr. Pimple Popper because that is one of the best shows of all time. But I think I'm okay. We can get to today's video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube. I didn't turn the fan off. Hold on. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me again. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best gear that you can get. Maybe you're getting that $1,400 stimulus check. Maybe you're getting some money back on your income taxes. Whatever, maybe you robbed a bank. You don't want to buy something you're not going to use. You don't want to buy something that's not relevant to what you're doing. You just don't know what to get for your specific type of project. Well, this is going to be the video for you. So I'm going to give you some really great options, whether you're just starting out, whether you're going to be an outdoor shooter, an indoor shooter, whether you just want to upgrade your gear. Maybe you just want to make sure you've got all your bases covered. Maybe you want to splash a little bit. I'm going to give you a couple different options of what to get and why. Definitely stay tuned for the end of the video because I'll let you know why I didn't say certain things. You might be wondering, John, why didn't you suggest this or suggest that? I'm definitely going to let you know at the end because, like I said, I definitely want you guys to be getting the most use out of what you buy. So option one is going to be for general content creation. Maybe you're a beginner, you just want to get out there and start doing stuff, sick of being inside all the time, you just want to get something new, something good. This is going to be the option for you. So I'm going to recommend first the Sony a6400. This is from the Sony Alpha series, which has been tried and tested. A lot of people around the world are using this one. The Sony a6400 comes in at around $999 with a really good street lens. I think it's the 16 to 50. This is going to be good for your general walking around a city taking pictures. You can go from really wide to some portrait style shots. It's actually a decent lens considering it came with the camera. Then I'm also going to recommend you pick up this 50mm lens from Sony. You might be asking, if the other lens went up to 50, why would I need to get a 50 lens? Well, first, this is a prime lens, so it's going to be much sharper. Second, this has a wider aperture, so it's a 1.8. You can get those really nice portrait shots where the background is blurry and your subject is in focus. These are the shots that people love. Everybody loves a 50 lens. There's actually a science behind it. The science behind it is 50mm focal length is actually closest to what our eyes see. So people tend to resonate with that focal length more than other ones. It's definitely, I would say, the first lens that somebody should have in their arsenal when they're just starting out. And then you're gonna have a couple bucks left over. If we're talking about that $1,400 stimulus check limit, you're gonna have a couple bucks left over. I'm gonna recommend you just pick up a basic tripod. You can go on Amazon, get a tripod for like 18 bucks. I think their basic level tripod was. Many a content creator has spent 20-30 minutes walking around looking for something to rest the camera on. You're not always going to have a friend with you. Your mom's not always going to be there to help you. Every photographer, videographer has been in a position where they put their camera on something thinking that it was going to support the camera, and as soon as you get in position, you slowly see the camera fall, and there's that slow motion moment of you jumping towards the camera to try to catch it, and you're like, no. Just get a tripod. It's 18 bucks. Just get it. They fold up. Mine fits in my backpack. You're gonna use it, trust me. The best thing about this a6400 is it's about half the size of these other mirrorless cameras. It's about half the size of the a7 III, which we'll talk about later. So this can actually fit in your pocket, even sometimes with the lens attached to it. It can still go in a lot of your jacket pockets. Ladies, it can go in the bottom of your purse. I've seen people put it in their jeans pocket. I personally wouldn't put it in my jeans pocket because, you know, stuff could hit it, but it's a really great size camera for people who want to have their camera around with them all the time because you never know what you might see, which is actually a really great tip I've talked about in a previous video. You want to have your camera with you as much as possible because trust me, the day you don't have your camera with you is the day you're going to see the coolest thing ever that you wish you had your camera on you for. So for option one, it's the Sony a6400 at $999. It's the 50mm prime Sony. There's a few of them, but this is the one that's around $349, and you're going to get a basic tripod. You can get them on Amazon for about 18 to 20 bucks. So if you want to go a level up from that a6400, you got a couple more dollars to spend. Maybe you've got some money coming back on your income tax. Maybe you went to your parents or your grandparents and you said, please. Maybe you're just living the high life right now. You might want to splash and get the a6600. Now the a6600 looks a lot like the a6400 on the outside. I think they look identical, but the a6600 is just like The better new generation of the A6400, it comes in at $1399. So if you want to splash, that is the upgrade to go for. So option 2 is going to be for that walk around shooter. You like to get out there in the city or wherever, you like to get those action shots. This is going to be the option for you. So we're going to stick with that A6400 just because it's such a great size and it comes with that really good street lens. This is also a really great lens for gimbal work because it's small and it's light. It's not going to be really hitting anything, you know, the more that you move your gimbal around, which is why now I'm adding a gimbal onto this package, because when you're walking around, trust me, you want a gimbal. I know a lot of people think that they have steady hands. They don't. I mean, I mentioned it in a past video, you know, you give somebody the camera to get some footage for you and you get the camera, you look at the footage and it's like, and they thought that they were so still. They thought that they were being perfect, and you look at the footage and it's like half of it isn't usable. You want a gimbal. When you start working with a gimbal, trust me, it's gonna be a pain in the butt when you're balancing that thing at first, but soon you're gonna get to the habit of it and you're gonna wonder why you didn't use one of these before. It's gonna make your shots so smooth. You're gonna be walking around corners because you don't realize that even when you're walking, you might think that you're holding the camera perfectly, just walking in a straight line. But when you get home and you put it on the computer and the computer is dead static, you are gonna see your footage was going like this because you didn't have a gimbal. So all you were trying to do was film some So all you were trying to do was film some basic shots of somebody walking, but your footage is like this. There are a lot of gimbal companies now, so if you look around, you will find an option between that $200 and $300 mark. Obviously, they do go up to $800-900, but if you're just starting out, you do not need to get the latest version of everything that just came out. You can get a really great gimbal for $200-300 bucks. They're really gonna set you free and give you that professional look to your shots because all of your shots are gonna be smooth. You're gonna be able to do some really professional moves. Plus, you just look so much cooler when you're walking around with the gimbal. People just say, oh wow, that person's serious. As opposed to you just walking around looking like a tourist with the camera. People can tell you're doing something when you have a gimbal. And when they see you with the gimbal, they dive out of the way because they know you're making something professional and they stop trying to ruin your shots. So we're also gonna throw on that tripod that was $18 to $20. I mean, why not? You're gonna need it, trust me. So let's get that one too. So with the money left over, I am gonna suggest you get a monitor. Now, a monitor is really gonna make your life so much easier. It'll probably cut down your work time to half of what it was before because you can see exactly what you're doing. Right now I have my camera facing me so I can't see the monitor of the camera, but I have a monitor set up that I'm looking in right now. I have a monitor set up on top of the camera so I can see myself, make sure I'm not moving out of the frame, to make sure I'm staying in focus as much as possible. Now these monitors, not only can they attach to your camera, there are ways to attach it to your gimbal. Depending on what gimbal you have, there's going to be attachments, or you can rig up an attachment yourself to attach this monitor to your gimbal, and it will make your life so much easier. Instead of going like this and looking at that little screen, especially with the sun blazing, you're going to get so much glare on that tiny little screen. Imagine walking around with your gimbal getting these shots and you have a full 5 to 6 inch screen. You can see exactly what you're doing, no more surprises when you get back to your workstation and you see, damn, that doesn't look as good as I thought it was gonna look. So you definitely want to round out this package with that monitor and just make your life so much easier. And also with option 2, if you are a YouTuber like me sitting here right now, this is something that you want to do. I'm also going to suggest you add on a microphone. Actually, I'm not suggesting it, I'm demanding it. You do need to get an external microphone. You should not really be recording your YouTube videos or your interviews or anything that you're doing. If you're somebody that's going out talking to people, you don't want to be recording with the on-camera microphone because usually it's crap. So you do want to pick up an external microphone. Right now I'm using a shotgun mic from Rode. There's also ones from Sony. You can get a good one for around $100. If your hot shoe connection is being used by your monitor or by a light or something like that, like mine is right now because I have the monitor on top of the camera, I have taped my microphone to the side of my tripod. Works perfectly. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, definitely pick up that microphone. It's gonna make your video so much better, so much more. It's gonna make your video so much better, so much more professional. Trust me, you will not regret it, and it's basically the industry standard. So option three is gonna be for those of you who want to spend a little more. Maybe money is no object. Maybe you've been saving your pennies, eating ramen noodles, drinking water for the past year. Maybe you hit it big in the stock market during the pandemic. You just want to spend a little bit more. This is going to be the option for you. So instead of the a6400, we're going to go with the big daddy, old faithful, the Sony a7 III. Now, bloggers around the world, videographers, photographers use this camera. It's pretty much known as one of the best mirrorless cameras ever made. It's so good that they're actually delaying the release of the next one because people are still buying this one because it's just such a great solid camera. Whether you're doing photo or video, that's what I'm shooting on right now. All of my other videos, including the travel videos, were shot with the a7 III too. And because the camera is so good, the price really hasn't decreased that much in the few years that it's been out. So you can get the camera body alone for $1,700, or you can get it in a package for around $19.99 with a really good 50mm lens. If you remember from option one, I suggested a 50mm lens because it's a great all-around lens and a really great lens to have in your arsenal, especially as one of the first lenses that you get. So you can splash out, spend that extra money and get a really decent camera, probably one of the best cameras ever made. And of course, if you're really balling, you can add in the other things that I had mentioned in the other packages. You can get a gimbal. The gimbal will still support the Sony a7 III and most of the lenses that come with it. Any little money that you have on top of all of these things, please don't forget about memory cards. With these cameras that have such large file sizes, I mean, I think one raw file on a Sony a7 III is like 50 megabytes or something. So you're gonna need a bunch of memory cards, especially if you're shooting in 4K. The file sizes of these videos is gonna be so large that you're gonna go through these memory cards really quickly. So pick up a couple of those 128 gig cards, just keep some in the bottom of your bag, keep some in your jacket, keep some in the camera case, because trust me, you will leave one at home in your computer one day, you will leave one in a hotel. Just buy some, trust me. Now, you may be asking why I didn't say certain things. You might be thinking, John, summer's coming, people want to get out there. What about a drone? Because drones typically, for a good one, are around the $1,400, $1,500 mark. And to that, I'm gonna say, meh. Here's the thing with that. I want you to get the most use out of whatever you buy, so you can use it on a daily basis if you want. Unfortunately, right now, drones are quickly becoming illegal most places. Everywhere that you think would be really cool to drone, you're not allowed. So why would I suggest something where you're only gonna get to use it once every couple of weeks, even once every couple of months? If you think that the drone shot's gonna be really cool over the city, trust me, it's not legal. You can't go over a street in some areas. You can't go within 100 miles of an airport. If you live in a major city, there's an airport pretty much on both sides of the city, so you're not gonna be able to do it. Unless you just planned on doing a drone video like over some fields of corn or something. A lot of countries are putting in laws now too, where they used to be really relaxed with the drones. Now it's getting a little more tricky. There are a lot of countries where they will even take your drone from you on the way in when they do the scanning thing and they see that you have a drone. Some countries are making you pay a really hefty fee to even bring your drone in. Sometimes the fee is the same as what the drone would have costed in their country. Don't ask me why, but this is what's happening in a lot of places. So I'm not gonna really suggest you go out and get a drone immediately. If you're just starting out or if you're just trying to get some new gear right now, I don't know if a drone is gonna be the best use of your money. So hopefully I gave you a little insight on how to get the most bang for your buck if you're in America and you're gonna spend that stimulus check on some new gear. Hopefully this helped you out. There are a lot of great options out there. You just have to check, and it's not always your best bet to go into a store and ask them, because sometimes they'll just sell you the most expensive thing. Sometimes they have deals where they need to sell a certain amount of a certain product, so that's what they're going to tell you to buy. I just want you guys to get the most bang for your buck, something that's really useful. I've made mistakes in the past where I have bought stuff that I don't use just because somebody in a store told me that it was good, and It was alright, but I don't use it nearly as much as the stuff that I just told you. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please take a second to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's going to really help my channel grow. If you have any more questions, like I said, let me know in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram. Hopefully I'm going to be getting out of here soon. I'm going to be getting on the road, traveling again, and making some more travel content for you guys. So please stay tuned for that. So until next time, guys, please take care and stay safe. Bye.